This video can save you 30 to 50 points in the PTE Core Writing section. This is part 2 of your writing the email, and this is where most of your marks are scored. So this video will literally save you CLB 2 to CLB 4 points. Let's understand why. There are a few things we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss the structure, the task response, and the vocabulary, and just these tips and tricks will help you greatly. You will see why. Now, this is the common email question type in your task 2 writing. And task 1 is just a summary, very short, so it doesn't have that much weight. This part is where you score all your marks or lose all your marks in writing. This is a sample question. You can pause the video. You can read it if you want. It's usually 3 bullet points with the situation given. We'll jump right into the structure. And without any fluff, let's get started. You do not need any dates, subjects, or anything at the start. You don't need any address as well. You just start with Dear Sir, Madam. Now you can literally just copy Dear Sir, Madam, or you can take the name of the person, Dear Mr. Brown or Miss whatever. If the question tells you write exactly this or address this person, you write to them. You can also write to a job title like Dear HR Manager, and then put a comma. Then you go to your 5 paragraphs. We'll get to that later. You finish off with yours sincerely and your full name. It's just first and last name. You don't need a middle, and I'm saying this because the word limit in this exam is only 100 to 120 words. It says at least 100, but you can go up to 120. Anything more, you lose marks. So just do 2 names, first and last. Save your words for your paragraphs here. You want to do 5 paragraphs in total, and this is where you get all the marks for your structure. Guys, you're going to start the introduction with the first paragraph. That's the purpose. Here you mention the purpose of my writing is this, or I'm writing because. This is where you're going to paraphrase the question in just 1 sentence. And these guidelines are important because it's a struggle to finish this in time and also finish this with sufficient words. So remember, 1 sentence for the purpose is enough. Then we have body 1, 2, 3. Now these 3 bodies are simply going to answer the 3 bullet points here in sequence. This is the first body paragraph, this is the second, and this is the third. That's it. One by one, this shows the AI that you are answering all questions at the same time, and you are structuring them really well, giving you the marks for task response. Here you want to do 1 to 2 sentences, not more, definitely not more than 2. If you do more than 2 in one body, you'll have to cut them in the others to make your word limit, and 2 max is the best idea. Even 1 is good enough. Now you finish off with the greeting, which is usually 1 sentence. Again, something like, I'm looking forward to seeing how my suggestions translate into actions. I'm looking forward to meeting with you to discuss further, etc. Okay, that's it. This is the perfect structure for your PTE Core Writing formal emails, which means we have an informal structure as well. Don't worry, it's pretty similar. Informal emails are written to friends or family. So here you want to start with Dear and just the first name of the person, not Mr., Miss, or the last name. Dear Bob, Dear Sarah, that's it, because you're being informal. Best regards, best wishes are the best ways to finish this, with the first name as your last line. Again, not the full name because this is not a formal email. These things have a lot of marks. Salutations have a ton of marks in your PTE Core Writing. Now you still have your 5 paragraphs. Again, body 1, 2, 3 are going to answer the 3 bullet points in the question, having 1 to 2 sentences each. Pretty similar guideline. The ending greeting is 1 sentence also, similar guideline. The only thing that changes here is the first paragraph where the greeting is now replacing the purpose. So instead of saying the purpose of my writing is, you're simply going to say, it's been a long time since I've written to you, or how's your health, how are kids, etc. Just like how you normally greet a person, just it's going to be typed out here in an email. So 1 sentence again, and this, all of this helps you keep within the word limit and the time limit. All right, guys, that's it with the structure. Now you have secured at least 15 to 25 points in the PTE Core Writing exam by getting the right structure. Let's talk about task response. And this is where a lot of people, because of the pressure of the time and the word limit, they kind of forget questions 2 and 3. Here's what I mean. When we see writings, it's very often noted by myself and my teachers that people are very good in the first paragraph and in the second paragraph, but as soon as it comes to 3 and 4 and paragraph number 5, people go off from the topic. They're talking about something completely different, and that's because you haven't looked at the question for a few minutes and you start to forget what was actually being asked. This is why the best strategy you can do to save your task response marks is to make an outline at the beginning. That means if you look at this question, you were in a tough situation at work, you need to request some time off. Now you have this question, right? It says you understand how awkward the situation is. So I would write in my outline or in my skeleton, I would just write a few words such as acknowledge how awkward, full stop, and apologize. That's it. So now if I read this and I'm here in my body 1, I can look at that and remember, okay, I gotta apologize and I have to acknowledge. So I'm gonna say something like, understanding the requirement of the deadline, it is very awkward for me to request time off, and I am very apologetic for that. Okay, so this perfectly answers the question. And again, I'm gonna do the same thing with bullet point 2 and bullet point 3. When I do this, I will be in line with the question and I will not forget what was asked, and that will save me a lot of marks in task response. Okay, so remember that key strategy. Now, a big misunderstanding here is if I finish this video right here, a lot of you would think one sentence is enough, which is enough technically, but it does not mean in body 1, 2, and 3, you can just use simple sentences. Same thing goes with the informal email. You don't want to just use simple sentences. You want to use compound or complex sentences. Let's look at an example here. So the bullet point 2 here says you promise to do your best in future projects. So let's say we have 2 sentences. Assume, okay? So I'm going to say my first sentence is going to be, knowing my history, you know I excel in big or major projects, which is what I'm planning to do in future. I can assure you none of this will, the current absence will not affect future projects. Okay, we got 2 simple sentences. Let me try to combine them now into one. Let's say the word given that, that's going to help me to do that. Given that I have excelled in past projects, you can expect me to do the same in the future ones without letting the current situation affect anything. Okay, so now this is one sentence, but guys, this is a complex sentence. That sentence will give me more points than if I did 2 sentences which were simple. Now that doesn't mean all your sentences should be complex. Keep a mixture of complex and simple sentences. A mixture is the best idea. But when you have 2 points or when you have a large bullet where a lot of things need to be said, you can use words like given that, due to, because of, considering, while, and these words will help you break down one idea into 2 parts. So if I say the word while, I could say, while I was going outside, comma, I noticed this aggressive dog. 2 clauses, notice this aggressive dog and while I was going outside, right? So now you can combine both in one sentence by using the word while at the beginning. That makes it complex, and you should do at least 2 to 3 of those in the body paragraphs in total, in the whole essay, or in the whole email in this case. All right, and that is gonna give you marks for what? For vocabulary. All right, remember that, guys. So now by the end of this video, you should understand how to get marks for structure, paragraphing, task response by using the right outline, and using compound sentences for vocabulary. And that's how you can save 30 to 50 points that you would have otherwise lost if you just wrote whatever came to your mind. All right, I hope this helped out. Please check out even more details in our 15-hour action-packed PTE Core course that guarantees you a CLB 9 or more, if not all your money back. Check it out in the description.